Hello and welcome back to part 3 of Great White North. I hope you guys have enjoyed the series so far and continue to enjoy down the road. Consider hitting that like button if you do enjoy, and if you're new, consider hitting that subscribe button. But other than that, let's get on with the video. Our lone wanderer is finally realizing that it might be time to leave this town. There are just too many of the dead to handle with the weapons that he now has, so he's had to make the decision to leave. But as he realizes where he's going, it's getting dark, and he realizes that he's found himself going into the wasteland. At first he thinks he might be able to do it. He might be able to cross the wasteland. It is a scary journey, but one he thinks maybe he'll be able to make if he makes the right decision. He has not completely confirmed his thoughts on this, because it is a dark place, and the dogs are everywhere. And the dogs are too fast to get away from at times. Even when he sees them, he knows that the danger can be too close. So he sees a ladder and decides it's time to go up and scope things out, to see for himself if he really is ready to try to conquer the wasteland in order to find the frozen tundra, the white north. He decides better against this. He realizes that it's going to be too tragic that way and persists on in another direction. Deer and wildlife all around him, but still no lush green land. Can he find it? He takes out the straggling zombie here and there. He knows that once he finds the green forests, that he'll be that much closer to the frozen tundra where he hopes to live, where he hopes to find other survivors, to potentially not be alone. He knows in his heart that this may just be a dream, but he has to keep moving. And there it is. He's finally found the green forest that he's been desperately looking for. He hasn't reached the frozen tundra yet, but he's getting closer and closer as time moves on. This looks like a house that maybe he can stay in for a while. Once he dispatches a few of the locals, you could say. It seems defensible. It's made of rock, and it could be used for at least a few days before he moves on. A place to stay and maybe feel safe for once, even if it's only for a little while. Decides to take a look around to make sure there's no stragglers before heading in. Once he's checked the area for the dead, he proceeds on, and then he hears it. The faint whisper of a growling zombie. He knows there's one walking by, but he doesn't think that's where the sound is coming from. So he makes his way inside, inch by inch through the wood. He's almost there, and then he sees it. The zombie has gotten itself stuck. He knows this is the perfect opportunity to be able to take it out. So he uses his weapons that he has made for himself to end this once living person's suffering. It takes a while. These dead can take a lot of damage, he realizes. And they're just always coming. They're always after him. Every time he feels safe, they prove him wrong. But he's ready for him now. He knows what it takes, and he knows what must be done. And he will survive. He will never give up his fight to find his family and other survivors and maybe even one day, a cure. So he keeps going. He can't stop. Not now, not ever. So he begins to get ready to start his life here. He'll gather the resources that he needs and move on. Wood by wood, stone by stone. He's going to need all of these things if he's ever going to make this place a real home. That's if he ends up staying. His life is so full of uncertainty. The only thing he knows for sure is that he has to eat to survive. So he gets the food when he can. And then once he's done, and it's been a long day, he looks around at what he has and realizes this could be a life, though a lonely one. Because if nobody comes behind him, he could stay in this place forever, but he'd be alone. You can only be alone for so long before you lose yourself, and then night becomes day, and moment after moment, you start to lose your sanity, and wonder what's real and what's not. So we move on. He knows that he has to come back there to sleep, but he has to venture out. He has to see what else is on the horizon. And then it begins again. And he leaves once again. And it's in that moment that he feels this sense of starting again, like he's done it before. And he doesn't know if he's already starting to feel the madness creep in. He finds lakes and trees and the dead everywhere. But it's almost as if he's become numb to it. Sometimes he wonders, should he just walk out into the lake? But then he remembers what he told himself. You have to keep going. You can never quit. And you must keep moving. That is the goal and the purpose of this wanderer. He must find the Great North at any means. May he stay at a place for a few days? He thinks so, but if he ever wants to find peace, find other survivors, or maybe find his family, he knows he must keep going. It's all he has left. So he'll keep fighting one by one, taking each zombie down. The dead cannot stand in his way. He will rid the world of every last one if he must, because he knows he must. He's decided it's time to head back to his for now home, to settle in and get himself ready for the journey to come, because it will be a long journey, full of death, full of killing, things that he would never want to do, but things that he has to in order to survive in this cruel world of the apocalypse. Just remember, friends, the lone survivor never gives up, and neither should you. If you are still watching this video and you haven't left, thank you all for this journey that you are taking with me. Make sure to smash that like button and that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I can't wait to see you all in the next episode of The Great White North.